In this video for the Beacon Hill Dollhouse construction, I'm going to go over Section X, Front Door. The pieces of the front door are removed and prepared. After much internal debate, I chose to stain the door and apply 3 coats of polyurethane. The interior trim was also stained in polyurethane, and I lightly sanded the poly between finishes. The diamond portion of the window panes were treated with gallery glass to give this a beveled glass appearance just like all the other windows in the house. Clothespins were used to hold the doors in place while the glue was drying. I sanded down all the sides to make the door square and even, then retouched with stain. The exterior trim was primed and painted in semi-gloss white. After contemplating the open area in the curved transom above the frame, I chose to add a fan detail using wooden skewers. The skewers were cut to fit into the recessed edges and evenly spaced to create the fan effect. These were painted with semi-gloss white to match the frame trim. I dry fitted the doors with the window etched side out and the gallery glass treated side inward. I purchased a bag of miniature hinges, but instead of using the nails, the hinges were glued to the side of the door to be attached to the frame. Because the interior frame opening is more narrow than the door opening, the door is intended to open outwards. I made modifications to change this for the French doors, but chose to maintain this behavior since opening this inward would hit the staircase. I first attempted to glue the hinges to the edge of the exterior frame, but this turned out to be too thin and the glue did not hold. I then decided to cut a support piece from thin veneer, and the hinges were glued to the support, and the support was then glued to the door opening. I had to sand down the inner edges of the door to compensate for the additional depth of the support. A dab of stain was applied to the outward-facing hinge so this would not be too obvious. Before installing the door and frame, I fashioned a door threshold to create an additional detail and made sure the door would still fit properly. At this point, I decided to install the first part of the siding since the exterior frame would be butted up to the side of the house. I chose to paint the portion behind the transom in the same blue paint used for the siding. The siding will be discussed further in another video. I later installed the interior trim after the wall treatment was completed. I made a small modification to reduce the frame width so as to hide the gap around the hinged opening. The doorknobs were attached as a final detail. Thanks for watching.